everyone. Welcome back to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. I'm Chase. Along with me is Bobby Pease, and we're taking a look at SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash on the Nintendo Switch. What's up, Bobby?
Okay. I'm a card shark, here to learn about counting SNK cards.
You know, that's what I've always said about you. You're a big fan of SNK. I think we taught you what SNK was on the last episode of our podcast.
It's the noise that Wolverine's claws make when they come out of his hand.
Sure, there you go. That's something. Bobby, what can you tell me about this game? Because I just gave you the info about it before we started.
SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash came out November 21st, 1999, originally on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, but as of January 12th, 2022, if you have one of those fancy Nintendo Switches, you can play it there. And that's where we're going to be playing this today. I think that those are the only two places you can play it. I don't remember what the cost of this game was because I did not see an update for that.
It's cheap. It's like $8.
Okay, so there you go. Cheap, $8 game.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see more about it. You've been talking about this game for a few weeks, and everything I've heard you say about it looks great. You talked about it on our podcast, The Casual Hour, and I am now here for it in person.
Yeah. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you like what we're doing here, doing these quick looks. We try to put out 2 a week. So yeah, this game got stealth released. This port got stealth released on the Nintendo Switch in early mid-January, and I'd never heard about it before, and people were talking about it on Twitter. And when I looked at it, well, I never heard it before because I never owned a Neo Geo Pocket or a Neo Geo Pocket Color, so that's a kind of gap in my gaming knowledge. But I saw people talking about it, and they were comparing it to Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color, which immediately perks up my ears because I love the Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy Color. One of my all-time favorites. And looking at this thing, it's like, yeah, no, these pixelized characters, these card tables, like all of this stuff just feels like Pokemon. And I'm like, okay, let's see what this game is. And it is kind of that. It's not that. You have your different decks here. There are actually 2 games in one here. There's a Capcom version and an SNK version. I picked the Capcom version. The only thing I think it really changes all that much is your starting deck. So I've got this starting Cap deck. Cap stands for Capcom, Bobby.
Hang on a second. They have that there?
Yes.
Or you created that one?
That one you start with. I
Okay.
can create more decks. I've actually edited this one a little bit based on some of the extra cards that I've gotten. Like I got this new Chun-Li card. And I was like, I want to use the Chun-Li card. But, you know, these are going to be names that you're familiar with if you're familiar with Capcom. Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief, you know, the dudes and the ladies.
Yeah, Street Fighter.
So you have 2 kinds of cards here. They're SNK and Capcom cards, which are all classified as character cards. So these are people, again, Ken, Chun-Li, that kind of stuff. Then you also have action cards.
Sakurai, the guy that makes fight.
It's not sure. Yeah. Then you have action cards, which are kind of like spells that you would play. And we'll get into what these kind of different things do. Let's just quit. We're going to keep that. Let's go play a hand against somebody.
Chase, do you think by 1999 standards, this game would have felt old?
I don't know. I don't know what old feels like on a Neo Geo Pocket Color. That's part of the issue for me, is I'm just not familiar enough with that system to know what felt game breaking or anything. I mean, 99. Think of what came out the year before. It was like Pokemon, the original Pokemon games, Red and Blue.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, I don't know. I think it looks fine. All right. So you get in here. It randomly chooses who goes first. You get a hand of 5 cards, I think. No, 6 cards. So you see here, I love this card art. Look at how good this art is. Some of these characters, I don't know. I don't know where Sasquatch is from. Armika is a Street Fighter character. Hager is from Final Fight. Ryu, I don't know. I've never seen this guy in my life. I don't know who the hell Blodia is. So some of these cards, you see, these cards have a BP, and this guy has 1,000. That's battle points. That's how much damage he does, but also kind of how much HP he has, how many hit points he has. And the less HP you have, the less attack you can do. So you kind of got to really worry about that number there. And then you have SP below, and every time you play a character card, some cards are able to give you SP back. So Ryu gives you 1, Hager gives you 3, and you can use those SP card, or you can use those action cards, those spells to those all expend SP. So you need to have SP to play those things. So you can kind of see there's a bit of a trade-off here. Like, this guy doesn't give me any SP, but he gives me 1,000 battle points, which is quite a bit in this game. Unfortunately, he also has some drawbacks. So you go to data here to see what that little triangle means. He's got an energy cost. So to play him at all, you need to have 10 SP in the bank. And if you don't have any SP, when you play him, he just immediately goes to the discard pile. Not the most helpful, unless we have the SP, so we can't just play him on turn 1.
Really quick, Chase. I did find out. So, Blodia, who you have there, is from Gen Seotone, which is a 2D mecha robot fighting game. Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, and then
that's the one that has the. Is that the one that has the same guy from Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yes, and then
Jin, I think is his name.
Yep.
Okay.
Sasquatch comes from a game called Darkstalkers, which is a fighting game.
Darkstalkers. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where they come from.
I know people like Felicia and Morgan and Dimitri and some of those other characters, but Sasquatch is not one I was familiar with. But that makes sense. Cool. All right. So you got your cards here, and some of these guys have different data options. Some of them don't have abilities at all. You also see this backup there in the middle of the screen. Arthur can back up Arthur. So if I had extra Arthur cards, I can use those to kind of power this card up. Not immediately, but I can use it later and give him an extra 300 BP for I think it might just be a single attack. Anyway,
got it.
Let's get in here. Let's play some cards. I think Hager is probably a really good one. He's also got so the little triangle was like an energy cost. That's something that happens when they come out. The square is a different kind of ability that some of these cards have that happens at a different phase of battle. So you see he shuffles the deck after returning all characters, including this one, to each deck. I think that's an ability that I can play whenever, that kind of just clears off the board. Anyway, he's got 700 BP, which sounds pretty decent, and he gives me 3 SP, which will give me an ability to potentially use more cards later. I don't think I have any of Guy or Cody cards in my deck to be able to back him up, but we'll go with Hager. We'll put him out there. This is the play field. You get 3 characters, they get 3 characters. You can only play 1 character each turn, and they do have a summoning sickness kind of thing, like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon has, where you can't just immediately attack with them when you bring them out. But let's get Hager in there. It doesn't matter which row or column, I guess, you put them in. It all kind of works the same. So let's end our turn. There's not much else we can do, so we'll let Taka here do something. Bobby, I think the card game is not the best here. Okay, he's got an action card here, but it doesn't cost any SP. What does Psych Up do? It raises 5 SP points. That's a really good card. I would like that card. I would like to have that card at some point. Anyway, I'm not loving the actual card game of this. I find it to be... I'm really early in the game, so that could also be a part of the problem. But I'm finding it to be really... simple, I guess? It just...
Now, I mean... do you think that you had... And don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
You've talked a lot about this being compared to the Pokemon Game Boy Color game. And do you think that because of that, there was maybe some bias going into it that this game just wasn't ever equipped to keep up against?
Yeah, I mean, they're both card games. This game I don't think has a physical card game version of it.
Right.
I feel like that'd be really hard to do, whereas Pokemon does.
Nintendo just needs to make a Pokemon card game for 2022.
They need to make one like the Game Boy Color one. I don't want. They are making one for 2022. It's gonna be online and microtransaction-y. Not 100% microtransaction-y, but there will be microtransaction stuff in there. Anyway, okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going to attack with Hagar, because he doesn't have that red line on him, that summoning sickness line, so he can attack now. And when I attack, the opponent can either decide to block with his character. His character only has 300 BP, so I would kill his character, and then Hagar would go down to 400, or he could choose to not block and just take the 700 damage to his 2000 HP. We'll see what he does. He counters. So his Lireka is going to die, get KO'd, and my Hagar is now weaker. But since he blocked, it doesn't trample over the damage. Trample is more of a magic term, but it doesn't end up doing any damage to him. It blocks the full amount, but his character is now dead, so he doesn't have that card on the board anymore. And also because Hagar attacked, you see he's got that red X, which means he can't defend, which is similar to Magic. He is tapped in that way.
Man, the things that we had to put up with the resources we had.
Yeah. So he brings out a new character, doesn't do anything. Freeze is their version of being tapped. Let's see, we got another Sasquatch card. What are his backups? His backup's Blanca. I don't have a Blanca card. I don't have enough SP for Blodia yet. Armika. I've got a Zangief somewhere in here, but I don't know where. I think Ryu's the next best guy we've got here. So we'll put out Ryu. I cannot play any more character cards now, Bobby. I've filled up my side, and I have to wait for one of my characters to get knocked out before I can play another one.
Yeah.
So I've kind of got to wait on playing new cards. But what I can still do, I can attack, but I can either do a single attack where Hagar attacks alone, or I can do a unite attack, which costs SP. I believe it costs 5 SP to attack with both Hagar and that Lion Leo guy that I've got. They could attack together, and the way that works, I can show that off. Here, I'll unite. I'll have Leo be there as well. So now, it's like you're adding up Leo's attack power and Hagar's attack power together. So that'll be 900. And then, even if Taka blocks this attack, it will trample, because this is a unite attack. So he would block. I think he's got a guy who's got 400. So it would block 400 of that damage, and the rest of it would go over and damage him. What I could also do is attack with both of these guys individually, and he can decide, oh, I want to block Leo or I want to block Hagar, and then the other damage just goes straight through. This attack might not be the most strategically smart thing to do, but just to show off this mechanic. And see if he blocks it. He might not block it because he knows he would lose his character and take damage, so he might just take the damage instead. We'll see. He's just going to take the straight damage. Power him up. He's at 900. We hit him for the 900 damage.
Do you think that you would enjoy this game more if you were playing it on your Pocket versus your Switch?
I don't know. I mean, they're basically the same thing at this point, right? Like, a Pocket is, a handheld system that you can connect to a dock to put it on a television, much in the same way that a Switch is. I think I'm getting a pretty similar experience here. It's not all that different. What is different, though, is that there was a sequel to this game. There is a SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash 2. That is not out on Switch. That you can emulate, though, and certainly play at lots of different places. And there was also a DS sequel that I've never played to the Card Fighter Clash series, and I would like to kind of see what that's about as well.
Okay.
Anyway, he brought out Sodom. And now it's my turn again. I got another Leo. Again, I can't play any of these cards, and I don't have any action cards, so I can't really do anything. None of these cards are able to back up if I search the characters here. Like, I need a Guy or a Cody. I don't know who his backups are. I need a Ken or a Sakura. I don't have any of those cards right now. And then I can see his cards. He's got a 400. He's got two 400s. So I've got a 500 and a 400. He could just block both of these guys if I attack with all of them. Actually, I could attack with everybody. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack Hager.
An all-out attack.
Uh-huh. Now, I only have 1 SP, so I can't play any... I can't do the Unite attack, but I can attack with everybody. And you can only block one card with one card. So at worst, I'm going to do 400 damage, because he'll probably block Ryu, and we'll see what he does. But I'm going to get one attacker through. Okay, so he counters 2 of them. He counters Leo. That means Sodom is gone, and now Leo's really weak.
Yeah, Leo's barely hanging on here.
Same for Ryu. Same exact thing there. And then Hager, he's back at his original 400. And so I do 400 damage. So now I can't block if he had anything to play, but he doesn't have anything to play, so that's fine. And now just things kind of snowball, where even though I don't have a bunch of strong cards, I've got a lot of cards. So even though I can't play anything, because I've still got all these guys here, I can just keep attacking with everybody. He can only block one of them. So he's blocking Hagar, so Hagar's also going to be down to 100. But I'll get the 200 damage in.
Sure.
So, I think it's really hard for him to come back at this point. None of my characters are that strong. He's going to be able to kill any of these characters next turn. But also, he just doesn't have enough stuff. He doesn't have enough stuff to stop me. So I'm just going to keep attacking. And he can only block one of them. So 200 is going to get through. At least. He might let all this damage come through. He is. So now he's going to potentially be able to do more damage next turn. But it kind of doesn't matter. Because...
You're just, at this point in time, just going through it.
Yeah, it's just kind of... It's kind of too much.
Yeah.
So he's going to attack. I can't do anything about it. So now I can do at least 100 damage to him if I do an all-out attack. Oh no, I would do 200 because he attacked with a guy. He lost. He failed here. I attack with everybody. He can only block one of them.
Right.
200 damage comes through, and I'll win. So yeah, that's kind of my issue with the game right now. Is I just feel like it's a little too not
Very
easy.
Simple.
It just kind of simple. I feel like it snowballs, like I said, and. Maybe that changes when I get more action cards available to me, or better actual cards with more abilities. I don't have a lot of synergy in this deck right now, this starter deck that you got.
And you can add more down the line, right?
Right. Like right now, by winning matches, you get new cards. I think the first time I played him, he gave me a Chun-Li card, and that's the card I have there. But I can also look at these cards. So now I got these guys. I have no idea where these guys are from. I'm going to guess Darkstalkers because they're witchy. And also their backups are Felicia, and Felicia's Darkstalker's character. I don't know who Tessa is, but... so, look at that. They have really bad BP, but they give you 5 SP. So if I wanted to get Blodia out faster, this is maybe a card I would like to have in my deck for that.
Sure.
Rush. We know Rush. Look at Rush. He doesn't have any ability. He seems kind of bad, honestly. Like 200 BP and only 2 SP. I feel like I can get higher BP and higher SP from different cards, so there's no real reason to use Rush, unless maybe I use him as a backup for Mega Man and Roll. I don't know. But again, I don't have enough cards like this. And here's an action card. So I got Morph here. It uses 5 SP, changes a character's BP to the top card of an enemy's pile. That's their discard. So it could be helpful. Depends on what's in in the enemy's discard pile. And I guess it could be either way. Like I could use it to morph one of the enemy's characters to somebody who might have a weaker BP, or maybe I could change one of my guys to have a higher BP for that turn. Or I guess it's not even to the turn. I think it's just it doesn't say to the turn, so it would just change it there permanently for the match. So that could potentially be good. I don't know. Anyway, I got 3 cards, and now I could go into my deck card here, my Capcom deck.
And you can just change out there.
And yeah, and I can say, all right, let's go to these action cards and let's put in this morph. Oops, hang on, gotta hit the A button. There you go. I can put in this morph. You see at the top there, you can only have 50 cards to a deck, so I'd have to find another card to take out of this deck to get under the 50 requirement. I'm not going to do this right now. I'm just going to leave what I got. And that's kind of the game. There are here. Let me walk out of the card area here. There is a world here. You can go to these different places, and they look pretty. There's new music here.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some video slots that I can't play. But there are some different people here to play cards against. There are some shops here that will allow you to. There's a prelim tournament going on. There's some shops, I guess not here, but other places where you can trade cards in and get new cards, potentially better cards. So you can go to different places. There is a story here that there's a big Capcom card tournament happening, and so here I can go to this guy and do an exchange. See what he's doing. The exchanger here. So you put 5 to 10 cards and you get a random card. So I guess if I get a bunch of junk cards, I could potentially get something better out of it. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have any cards. Again, I started relatively early. That's basically the game, Bobby. But there's one more thing I want to show. This is not the way the game would normally look if you just load this thing up originally. This game, if you hit the select button here, or I guess the minus button on a Switch Pro controller, it does have a manual, so you can go through the manual. That's nice. I like that.
That's cool.
That's a good feature.
Yeah, that's cool.
Always good to see. Cool art. You can play as either of these characters, Cap or Comet. It's Capcom.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute, right?
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Show you controls. Oh, hang on. That's the other thing I want to show. So there are skins. You can zoom the display, so I can have this go way back if I wanted to, or way up. I like it being way up. I see more of the action. But if you had it back like this, you can also change the display. So now, hey, I'm playing it on a Neo Geo Pocket Color. Isn't that cool? Like, look at this thing. It looks like a Neo Geo Pocket Color.
That's kind of cool.
And it has lots of different skins. You got more of this like camo one.
Did you have one of those, by the way?
I have not owned a Neo Geo Pocket Color. I've got a Wonder Swan now, but not a Neo Geo. Okay. So they got a lot of Neo Geos that you can go through and look at. Look at how fun these look. I just prefer it like this though. You see the thing. You can also put a filter on it if you want this game to look worse. I don't know why you do that.
Why on earth?
Why not just make the game look good? That's what I would do. And then you can reset the thing. Let's save and let's try that. Because I think I said this is actually 2 games in one. There's an SNK version and a Capcom version. You can play either one of them. So what if I hit reset here? Restart game. Reset to Japanese. Oh, that's interesting. So if I reset, now I could play the SNK version instead. And that would, I believe that's a whole separate game. So it would just start a different game with a different character. And I imagine both of them get saved on the same thing. But this just loads it up. And I think after we get through this, it'll just, load me up back to my previous settings. And,
neat.
It's a nice screen feature.
Yeah.
Probably something a Game Boy Color would have trouble doing. This looks nice. Like, look at this art. Like, that art looks really good.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Just continue, and I'm back where I am. Anyway, Bobby, this is SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash. I think it's pretty cool, but I also think Nintendo should just put a Pokemon trading card game on their on their Nintendo Switch Online service and let me play it there.
That would be great. That would be ideal, right?
Yeah, I mean they did put it out as Virtual Console for the 3DS, and that was fine. I played through the game all the way at that point too. I love that game a lot. They should also just translate the second game, the sequel that came out, Pokemon Card GB2 Here Comes Great Rocket or whatever it's called.
GB2 Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. Fans have translated that game, so if you want to play a new Pokemon trading card game, you can absolutely do that. and it's good. It has some new cards in it too. Anyway, this game, it seems fine. I'll probably keep going at it and see if it gets a little deeper and more mechanically interesting. But again, I like the art, I like the music. It's kind of cool, and I do really appreciate when these companies are bringing back some of their old classics, especially old forgotten classics like this. And I'd like to see them do it more often.
No, yeah, this has been really cool, man. I appreciate the legacy and preservation aspects of it for sure.
Yeah, Bobby, is there anything else we need to talk about to take us home? Any place else we need to tell the folks about where to see Casual Hour content?
Yeah. As Chase mentioned, we are a podcast. We record those every Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. over on twitch.tv/casual hour, and then post them Friday mornings wherever you listen to podcasts at. We do Let's Plays. We do different gaming series Mondays and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. for Casual Monday and Casual Friday. And we also do these quick looks 2 times a week here on YouTube. So like, subscribe, share, hang out where you can, and make sure to tune in live to catch up with Chase, Bobby, and Johnny 3 nights a week.
Bobby, I found the Game Freak.
Oh my gosh, is that the Pokemon?
There's the Pokemon. It's
That's
this guy. Look at him, swish, bonk, bonk, swish.
Swish.
Whoa, whoa, buddy! I don't know what you're playing with your joystick over there, but I guess have a good time. I'm gonna talk to this guy instead. Oh god, this guy wants rarity D. Oh, he wants rarity D in his card slot. I don't want. Oh no, Bobby, we gotta stop. Get us out of here.
Oh god.
I'll see you later, Bobby.
Later.